Okay, are you ready to start the first unit? I am. If you haven't yet already, you need to print out the notes because I'm going to be referring to them in the video. Our first topic for the very first unit of Grammar Planet is common nouns. Now, we're going to be learning a lot of different parts of speech, and this is usually considered the building block, the very first thing you learn when you start to learn about grammar. If you've had some grammar experience in the past, this unit may be very simple for you. But if you've not had much experience with English grammar, this may be even a little difficult, and that's fine. As we go forward in the program, you'll find that when you look back, this wasn't as hard as you thought. It's just a matter of getting practice. Common nouns are a single word that we use to refer to things, people, places, things, or ideas. It's how we talk about things in the sentences that we speak or write. You can consider it being the topics in a sentence. So the things to remember about a common noun are that they are never capitalized and they are always only one word. There are other types of nouns we'll learn about later, but for this unit, we're just going to talk about common nouns. Here are some examples of some nouns. First, persons. People. Teacher, man, girl, or more than one, like children, teachers, boys. Let's talk about places. This can be any kind of location: school, yard, city, field, library, bank. Things. This is probably the widest category: bridge, carrot, building, day, spoon, milk. And sometimes we even use things to refer to animals like cat or dog. Idea nouns are probably the most difficult, simply because they're not something that we can usually see or touch, but they are still a topic of discussion. That's things like anger, democracy, inspiration. A lot of times you'll hear the term abstract nouns to describe these idea nouns. Freedom, love. Even though these can denote some sort of action or feeling, really, in many sentences, these are still nouns because they're the topic that we're discussing. The first thing you're going to do on the sentences in the exercises is read the sentence and make sure that you understand it. Once you understand what the sentence is saying, you need to ask yourself what the topics are. What are you talking about? So read the sentence like the one on the example here. This beautiful weather means the kids can have a picnic on the hill. Well, what are the things that we're talking about? Weather, kids, picnic, hill. You see, weather is a thing, even though you can't touch it. Kids, those are people. Picnic, that's a thing. Hill, that's a location or a place. The very first thing you're going to do in the sentences that you read in Grammar Planet is to start parsing them. The word parse just means to label the parts of speech. So for this unit, all you're going to do is label the nouns with an N, and that just shows that you've marked them as a noun. As we go forward in Grammar Planet, you'll be adding to the different labels when you parse, but for now, we're just going to do nouns. Well, that's it for the first unit. Read back over the notes, print them out and keep them with you. You're always able to refer to the notes if you need them, or to rewatch the video if you need to when you're working on the exercises. Don't go too fast. Read the sentence and make sure you understand it. And please understand that just because a word in a sentence may look like a noun, you need to ask yourself if it really is a noun in that sentence. For instance, if I were to say, let's go grab a picnic basket, is the word picnic a noun in that sentence? Am I talking about a picnic? No, I'm talking about a basket. Basket is the noun in that sentence. The thing to remember is that all words function within a sentence. You're never going to be able to really determine a part of speech without looking at the sentence that the word is in. So read the sentence, Ask yourself what's being discussed and talked about in the sentence and use that as your way of determining what the nouns are. Another thing you can do is to break apart the different categories of nouns when you're looking. Try to find the people, then the places, then the things, and then the ideas. Sometimes that makes it a little easier. When you move forward in Grammar Planet, you'll be doing sentences that look like this. Just follow the directions. This says mark the nouns. So choose a word that you think is a noun, select N for the parsing, discoveries, that's a noun, and countries, that's a noun. If you don't need to mark the other words, just leave them blank. When you're ready, click the Submit button. It'll tell you how you did, and you just move from one sentence to the next. Best of luck, work hard, and I'll see you at the next unit.